Hi there, this is a Teacher's Tech Blog quick review. My name is Kenji Takahashi, and this is about Powtoon. Um, Powtoon is a web-based Web 2.0 presentation application software platform, whatever you want to call it. But basically, you're creating a presentation, and it is done through a browser. So nothing really to download. It was originally created for business. But you can see that if we go to, I think there was an educational link here. Maybe not. Let me go back one here. They do have one now for education, and it allows, again, educators and students to sort of try this out for free. So that's what I did. And it really does allow you to sort of create these types of presentations. Let me show you here. These types of animated presentations. These are things that you may have seen actually on TV or on websites. The fancy graphics, animated characters, the nice transitions, and the narration on top of it. Originally for business, it was a way for them, for businesses to quickly sort of promote themselves, promote a product, advertise. And now for students and teachers and for the classroom, maybe this is a way for our students to show what they know, to demonstrate their learning. And so this is, again, Powtoon. It's done online. And it's just a different take on your PowerPoint. It's a different take on Prezi. So this is another choice or option for students if they want to try something different. I'm going to quickly go through some of the features and some of the drawbacks that I encountered when I was trying to use this particular platform. So let me close this. Let's get back to this. So again, you can try this for free, which is really nice. You can link it to, I think, your Facebook account or your Google account, or you can create a new account altogether. And when you do that, you end up coming to something like this. You can see I've already created some projects. Let's create a new one. And you can see I've got some templates I can choose from. Great. But I'm going to start with just the sort of blank presentation. This will be a great way for us to sort of go through some of the features of Powtoon. So I'm going to click Edit. And it's going to load up there. Again, web-based, so nothing really to load on your computer except just the loading it up to the browser itself. And I've got the starting of this blank presentation. I've got 3 slides here along the side. I can quickly navigate to. Simply similar to what you do in a PowerPoint type of setting. I can add new slides or take slides away. And I'm on slide number 1. This is my canvas. Along the top are your sort of typical type of editing tools. Along the right are these drop-in types of elements that you'd have in your slide. So you've got text, text effects, image holders, characters, animations, props, all that kind of stuff. Down along the bottom is your timeline. So this is an animated presentation. So as a result, each slide has basically a timeline. This one you can see is 10 seconds. I can expand on this up to 20 seconds. I don't know if this actually, because this is a free version, if this is a limitation of the free version. But you can go up as high as 20 seconds. And that means you've got 20 seconds to play with on this particular slide to have characters slide in, animations, text flying in and out, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, since you are dealing with animation and moving objects, you can always preview that and play it and see how it looks. All right, and obviously the same thing for all these other slides as well. Now, in terms of adding in these elements, it really is as easy as drag and drop. So I've got my text stuff here, and I can click on more. You can see the other things that I've got there. One of the popular ones is this handwriting type of animation. So you can see here that as soon as I add that element in, I can click and edit this text. Right, and I can apply that. And you can see that also on the bottom, I've got this icon there, and I've got this element. This is the element I dragged in there that is now splayed across my timeline. I can shorten that down, I can move it around, all that kind of stuff. But you can see here that with this sort of playhead here, I can set it to the beginning, hit play. You can see here that that is what the animation does, and it continues to play through the length of that slide. I think I shrunk it down to 18 seconds now. So that's how it basically works. And again, I can select that and I can play around with it. I can sort of change the length of that element, all of that kind of stuff. I can continue to add in other elements. So for example, if I wanted to add in this character, there he is. I can resize. I'm not sure if this is an animated. I think this is just a still character. Yeah. So this character is the second element. You can see that I've now got two elements down here. So if I select that element, I have this showing up now on my timeline, and I can again move this guy around. So actually, if I wanted to, I could have him sort of start towards the beginning of that and have him last all the way to the end of the slide. Also note that I can also choose how I want them to enter. So I can have them slide in, or I can have them enter using sort of like a hand. And let me show you this effect. This is kind of cool too. So if I play this back, I have the handwriting there. Welcome. So all these elements start to play, and you can start to layer them up. I can continue to drag and drop all these other elements, knowing that within this timeline, I've got now more and more elements that to show up here. So again, I can select any one of these three elements down here and adjust and sort of show and change where how they appear and when they appear and when and how they disappear off the slide. That's pretty much it. And you'll do that for slide number 2, slide number 3, and all that kind of stuff as well. And then what you'll do is basically create this sort of animated presentation. You can add sounds. As you heard before, you can do some voiceover, so you can narrate it, which is great. So that way you can literally just sort of stand back and let the presentation do its thing with your voice on top of it. You can add some music tracks. I'm assuming these are all royalty-free. And then once you've got your sound, you've got your animated slides already, it's time to publish it. Now again, we're working off the free version, so you're pretty much limited to what I found was YouTube. I've not really used this second sort of service here, and you can see that this is as an MP4. Downloading an actual MP4 file is a premium feature, so you need to upgrade it and pay for the service. But I was fine just to sort of upload it to YouTube and then sharing that link or embedding that on a web page or a blog. And that's pretty much it. So that's Powtoon. Now, some of the drawbacks, some of the things I found a little bit challenging, frustrating. The first one was the limit on 20 seconds per slide. Maybe I ramble, and that's very much true. But I found that I had to be really careful with the 20 seconds, because if you ask or you have a slide that has a lot of information on it, or you want to take some time to explain what's on that slide, 20 seconds goes by very quickly. So that was a bit of an issue. I wish I could actually adjust it. So what I ended up doing to get around that was to create duplicates of the slide, and end up basically, if I needed to have 40 seconds, I'd make duplicates of that slide and have them back to back and sort of have no transition, so it looked like it was just one long slide. That's a workaround, not ideal. The other drawback that I found was the actual recording of the narration. What I found is that if I click on sound, I can hit record and it will record. The thing is that I can't record the narration slide by slide by slide. So I can't hit slide number 1 and then hit record and try to record a 20-second narration and then stop it and have that audio attached to it. Basically, if I've got a slideshow of 3 slides, and let's say it's a minute total, when I hit record, I'm recording a minute of narration. So I've got to have everything sort of practiced, rehearsed, and I need to know what I want to say beforehand for the entire show, not just for that one slide. So that is a bit of a challenge. Here's the other challenge, and I think this was more of a design flaw or a bug, is that when I hit record, you can see here that I don't have the ability to move this window, and I really don't have the ability to, let's go back there, I'll have to hit record. I really don't have the ability to click outside of that window. So what ends up happening is that this starts recording, and then as I'm recording, um, I can't sort of navigate my slides at the same time. So I'm essentially flying blind here a little bit because as I'm recording, if I stop it and click on there to sort of talk more about it, and I go back to sound, you can see here that it stops and it stops recording altogether. So for me, that was frustrating, and actually, to work around it, I recorded my audio on a completely different program and then inserted it as an import file for my voiceover. Bit of a pain. It would have been nice to be able to do that within the same program itself. So I think it's a design flaw. I'm hoping they fix that because I really feel like this is a pretty cool program. So this is Powtoon. Uh, it's a great option for students or for teachers that want to create something different that doesn't look like a PowerPoint or a Prezi. And again, because it's web based, you can do this without having to install anything. It does require Flash, so if you're looking to do this on an iPad, it's not going to happen. But if you've got a laptop and a microphone, you're good to go. Powtoon.com. This is a teacher's tech blog.